The hostess leaned in with a smile that looked polite, but carried no choice. "Sir, we'll need you to move to economy. One of our esteemed passengers has just boarded and requires your seat." The words sliced through the cabin like glass. Conversations stalled. Glasses hovered midair. Heads turned. The man asked to move was black. His navy suit was simple, his face calm, his silence heavy. The man replacing him? White. Wealthy. Recognized. His presence was met with nods, with murmurs of approval, as though power had just walked in. The black passenger didn't argue. He stood, collected his bag, walked the long aisle to economy under 100 watchful eyes. To the crew, it was nothing, just another adjustment. To him, it was a familiar wound. A reminder that sometimes, no matter how far you had climbed, respect was still filtered through skin. But what no one in that cabin knew was who he really was. His name was Marcus Hale, not just another businessman, not just another seat holder. Marcus was the CEO of one of the largest tech investment firms in the country, a man who commanded boardrooms, shaped industries, and signed billion-dollar partnerships with the stroke of a pen. And the man now reclining in Marcus's seat, smug, sipping champagne? He wasn't just another first-class passenger. He was a powerful venture capitalist, one actively negotiating to secure a partnership with Marcus's firm. The hostess thought she understood where power sat. She believed it belonged to the man who demanded the seat. But the truth was far quieter, far sharper. The true power was the man she had displaced. 48 hours later, the game shifted. The setting was no longer a plane, but a boardroom. A vast space of glass and steel, where every decision carried the weight of millions, sometimes billions. The air was cooler here, calculated. Every glance measured, every pause loaded with meaning. The venture capitalist entered with the same swagger he carried on the plane. He laughed too loudly, clapped backs too firmly, adjusted his tie with the confidence of someone who believed the table already belonged to him. He sat in the center seat, leaning back as if he owned the room. Then the door opened, and the temperature changed. Marcus Hale walked in, not in the modest navy suit from the flight, but in a sharp black one tailored to precision. His presence was gravity itself, invisible, yet undeniable. Executives straightened in their chairs. Side conversations stopped mid-word. Even the air seemed to hush in recognition. The venture capitalist's smirk cracked, then faltered. He sat forward, then back, his eyes darting, throat tightening as realization struck. This wasn't just another meeting. This was Marcus's table. And then, a cruel twist of fate, the hostess was there too, present as part of the airline's corporate partnership. She tried to shrink into her chair, but her face betrayed her. Her eyes widened. The color drained from her cheeks. The memory of the flight crashed down like a storm. Marcus said nothing at first. Silence became his weapon. He placed a folder on the table, slid it forward with deliberate calm, and let the weight of his presence settle over the room. Executives leaned in, waiting for his words. The capitalist fidgeted, tugged at his cufflinks, cleared his throat to fill the unbearable quiet. The hostess clutched her pen, as though it might steady her trembling hands. Finally, Marcus spoke. His voice low, even cutting through the stillness like steel through glass. "Funny, 2 days ago, I was apparently too small for a seat I had already paid for." He let the silence stretch. Every eye was on him. Then he leaned in, gaze locked on the two who had wronged him. "Today, I am apparently large enough to decide who keeps their seat at this table." The words hit like a gavel. The venture capitalist dropped his eyes, shoulders slumping. His arrogance had dissolved into silence. The hostess stared straight ahead, hands trembling, her earlier confidence gone. Marcus leaned back, composed, his dignity untouched. He didn't gloat. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. His very presence was the revenge. The deal closed that day, but not on the capitalist's terms. On Marcus's. And the airline? By week's end, they issued a public apology, scrambling to contain the damage. Because respect isn't granted by assumption. It isn't bought by wealth. It isn't demanded by entitlement. Respect is earned. And Marcus Hale had just taught them all a lesson they would never forget.